Hey everybody. I've been watching an episode of the revival of Unsolved Mysteries, specifically the one called Mystery at Mile Marker 45. And there's just so much that aggravates me about this. Um, like, so what the episode's about is a woman, uh, you know, disappears, and then it's found that, she got hit by a train. And I'm not going to defend the New Jersey Transit Authority motherfuckers. So they say that it was a suicide. And the woman's family is like, well, she was happy. Like the standard, you know, response of like protecting their little shitty fucking brains from the idea of that maybe their daughter did fucking commit suicide. It's someone who's suicidal doesn't necessarily show it. People pretend to be happy, they don't pretend to be sad. They don't fucking. As someone who has had those feelings before, you don't go fucking telling people necessarily. And it's just like, it's like this family is in fucking denial. And it's like, well, they didn't do a rape kit. They didn't do all these other things. It's like, cause she got hit by a fucking train. Like, I can understand a fucking medical examiner going, she got hit by a fucking train. Like, is that kind of negligent? Yeah. And apparently, like, there was no drugs, no alcohol, nothing in her system. Which, okay, that doesn't mean that she didn't commit suicide. Um, but then there's like like there are two trail cam photos that they fucking show, where it's like she fucking like the person fucking walks past it, and then her parents show up. Like in the trail cam, like they show up looking for her like a minute later, and her mother is like from the trail cam photo, like doing some psycho fucking analysis. It's like it looks like someone called her name, and it's like why? Because she's determining like walking determinedly in a direction. Like, oh yeah, and then like so before that happens, she gets accused of using someone's like credit card for something. Like, because the person comes in and is like what the fuck, and then that the person who's the center of the episode says, "I didn't use your credit card." The person goes, fucks off, and then she tells her parents, like tells her mom, like, "Yeah, I did." And it's like, and she goes to get her the dad, and like they come back out, and she's gone. And it's like, and then they're like, "Oh, she would never commit suicide." It's like possibly like you couldn't tell like the fucking what her mental state was because it's like I'm gonna go, gonna have to tell your dad about this, like that she used the card or whatever. Because I think it might have been like the family card, maybe. I don't like. I just like I watched the fucking thing and it doesn't make much fucking sense. But to say like that she wouldn't have been in an emotionally fragile And then, like, I haven't even finished the entire episode yet when I'm making this fucking video. But another thing that comes up is like she got like she broke up with her girlfriend like a week or like soon before her alleged suicide. And it's like, but like it was amicable. It's like nothing is ever that simple in relationships. you know, Even though I've only been in two relationships, both relationships have kind of been tumultuous to say the least. Um, then she apparently started a relationship with another woman, like like as rebound relationship. But like legitimately, I'm not saying that the New Jersey Transit Authority didn't fuck something up because they're cops. They fuck up shit all the time. However, this just like the episode kind of just from my perspective, she's literally just like fucking like these people not accepting that she committed suicide. And then like later on it's like, oh, her body was cremated, and I'm pretty sure that like the family has the fucking say on what the fuck happens to their child's body. And like they let it they thought it wasn't a suicide, but they let them like they cremated her fucking body. That's kind of fucking weird. like and then like okay, this is something that I literally paused it at this. So like her uncle and like cousin or whatever go to where she got fucking hit by the train, and they're like literally this is like the day after like she got killed, at night. They go the next morning to pick up body parts. Like if you believe that there was foul play, you're contaminating the fucking crime scene. If you think something happened to your niece and daughter, like, why wouldn't you like when you go there and be like, hey, like to the medical examiners, like, hey, there are fucking parts of my niece still on the scene. Maybe you should come pick them up. And the fact that like that there were pieces of her again because she got hit by a fucking train. Like I don't human versus train is not good for the human. And then they talk about before all of this, they also talk about the train engineers because there's a senior engineer and there's a training, like an engineer that's in training, and like the senior engineer, whatever, he said some bullshit. So the engineer in training, fucking, basically said that, I didn't see her until she threw herself underneath the the train. But then apparently under oath or whatever, he said that he saw her. Or he saw something at like half mile, and then quarter mile, and then fucking fucking like those two things aren't mutually exclusive. That like those aren't conflicting stories. It's like he only saw her like as he's thinking about it. He probably did just see her as she possibly threw herself underneath the train. But then he's like like immediately after he's like, oh, she just threw herself under the train. And then when he's thinking about it, it's like, oh shit, like actually did see something, like I saw something, you know. Meanwhile, like middle of the night, and like there's other things too. Like why the fuck? Like I feel like trains should have a camera on the front of it to just record what's on the tracks in case shit like this happens. That's just me. Uh, but it's like this family was so dead set on like, oh, this is another fucking thing. So going back to the whole picking up body parts at a fucking, you think it's a crime scene because you don't think she killed herself. So you like literally picking up parts of her skull and like parts of her jaw and shit. Like that's like what the fuck? Why the fuck? But then like they were literally looking for fucking like stuff that was on her when she got hit by the fucking train. Like, 'cause she was wearing like jeans, short shorts, like a top, and had her hair in a bun. Which shit happens when a human gets hit by a fucking bus. Like it's just fucking. They're like, oh, they found her with like sports bra and like black underwear, and it's like, yeah, because you got hit by a fucking train. Like, again, shit happens when a fucking body meets a train. Fuck, when like people get hit by cars and shit flies off. And train's much bigger and has a lot more momentum and mass behind it. But this is like so far. And again, I'm 30 minutes into a 50-minute episode. But these people are still like, no, like my daughter didn't commit suicide. Like it's never entered into their head. She was happy. She, fucking blah, 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 blah. Fucking. And depending when this fucking happened, I'm assuming it was fairly recently. Let's see. At mile marker 45. All right, let's go to shit. Right, when did this allegedly happen? Like, what year was this? Would the like the review interesting, but with gaps. This is like ignores, such as the whole credit card incident with which it begins only to ignore completely later. It seems important. Um, as lean on, well, yeah, it leans heavily on emotion. It's very fucking true. When the fuck? Okay, 2015. just fucking yeah. They're so it's just yeah. Anyway, peace out, everybody. Have a wonderful day. Ta ta.